Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob here once again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Matthew Vaughn Kingsman movie DVD complete collection, which I think it's a complete collection. I don't know if there's going to be any more, but there's always a chance, with a lot of these franchises there could be another one, but currently there's 3 in the collection. And yeah, so Kingsman, obviously the well-known collection, which so let's start with the first one, Kingsman, the Secret Service. Oh yeah, he's the also the director of Kick-Ass, Matthew Vaughn. And the first one was 2015. Yeah, and so basically it's the sort of secret agent service style, sort of similar styles, sort of like James Bond, but a bit more extreme than James Bond, sort of like a superhero-y secret agent type service, where they've all got sort of like special, well, not special powers like Marvel, but sort of like, they've got a lot of ability to fight, and so it's that type of stuff. So yeah, first one, 2015, and starring Colin Firth, Samuel Jackson, and Michael Caine. And the first one is sort of based, well, it is based in London, which is mostly its setting. It's obviously got British actors, which are Michael Caine, Colin Firth, and the other young guy. I can't think of the young guy's name. Is it Taron Egerton? Yeah, the young guy that plays the young guy in this. Now, first one is actually, well, it's really good and really enjoyable, but it sort of takes a while to sort of get going. It starts off right, like there's action, and it starts, the young guy, he's sort of learning to become a secret agent, and it's sort of, that can be, when you watch it, it's a bit boring. It's just like, getting to the stage where he's training, to become an agent, and yeah, sometimes it can, when you're watching it, it sort of can drag along, and you just want to just get straight to the action. But there's loads and loads of good action in it, and loads of good moments that are really, really cool. And when it does get to the action and sort of builds up and gets further into the movie, it's really, really fun and really enjoyable. But as it gets to the end, it's sort of a bit too over the top. If you've seen it, you'll know it's sort of, and it seems a bit unrealistic, especially the last bit when people are blowing up. Seems a bit too far-fetched and not really realistic, which is, I thought, was a bit funny. I know it's not special effects, but it seems to go a bit too silly. But other than that, still pretty good and cool and funny, and enjoyable, and loads of good moments. And yeah, first one really good. Second one, I actually probably like the second one more than the first, to be honest. And actually think it's like somewhat of an improvement. The second one is mainly based in America, and yeah, I actually probably do prefer the second one, to be honest. I can't remember if it's longer or not. I think it is longer than the first, and it's more pacey. And yeah, I think I like a lot more than the other characters introduced in it, and not a lot of villains. And Elton John is in it, which he's really, really funny in it. And he actually gets involved. He does some fighting, which looks quite funny. And yeah, he's actually quite funny, and it doesn't say much. He swears in it, which I won't repeat, because I don't want to get told off for swearing in the video. but yeah, he's really funny in it, Elton John. Yeah, and I really like the storyline better than the first, and the characters and the action scenes. I really like it generally as a better movie than the first, and it's really, really just cool, fun, and loads going on. And I really like the action scenes, as I said, the characters and the special effects. And it seems more, as I said, towards the end, the first one seems a bit more far-fetched just towards the end. But the second one seems to be more better, although there is moments where it seems a bit ridiculous, but it sort of does sort of work in a way. Yeah, and I said I think I prefer it to the first. Actually, it just seems more better done. The fighting seems better, and the action um, just seems better, really. And yeah, it's a lot of the cast from who were in the first, or the main couple of cast. But it's got Channing Tatum who comes into it, and Halle Berry's also in it. Jeff Bridges. Yeah, Mark Strong, Julian Moore, which is obviously the main villainess. Yeah, and I really like it just better. I think it's more enjoyable than the first. And then we come on to the the second one was released in 2017, I think it was, or 2017, 18ish. I can't remember which, but it's around that area. Now the third one, probably maybe not a lot of people, if you haven't seen it, don't know that there is a third one, but there is actually a third one. And yeah, the third one is very different. I think this is actually set before, well, it has to be because it's set during World War, so it's actually its setting is more way before the other two are set, and the events of it happen way before. It's sort of like early on when the Secret Service sort of started. So it's early on when it's sort of the agency started during World War Two, and as I said, it's sort of, because you would have thought, or I thought, the third one was going to be sort of more like this first couple, where it's going to be the same actors, but then it sort of went to something completely different, where they decided to set it really early with different characters, and early on, and there's no characters or no actors that are in the other films. It's all new actors that are in this. Still the same director, Matthew Vaughn, but it's, as I said, all the actors are different to what they are in the second one. It's very different to how the first two are. And I've watched it once so far, and I'm going to watch it again soon. And to tell you the truth, it's sort of an up and down one for me when I watched it. And I was thinking, started watching it, thought, oh, doesn't seem really good. Then sort of there was some action. I thought, oh, it's picking up a bit, it's all right. But then it sort of went, not really much happening. Then there was a bit of action, not much happening again. Then there was a bit of action. And then towards the end, it was actually surprising. It started to pick up. And then I was like, well, this is actually quite good, actually. It's sort of getting... I think what the issue was, I think they sort of took too long at the beginning, where there was, I think there was a bit of action going on, but not really much. There was a lot of talking, getting through to the storyline. I think there needed to be something else at the beginning, some more action to make it sort of. But yeah, towards the end, I was surprised. It's surprisingly good. It's sort of really pacey and picked up. And the end scene is really, really good. The last battle scene, and there's really cool, good moments at the end, and it sort of really picks up. And you actually think, actually, this movie is really, really good, especially towards the end. It's really, really good towards the end. I think that's probably the best moment of the film, when it's really towards the end. It's really, it just sort of picks up from sort of, being up and down to sort of, really going for it at the end. Like, the action's really good, yeah. But and it's actually surprisingly good in the end. But I'll probably, as I said, overall, like the second one, then probably, I'd say probably 2, 1, 3, to be honest. But yeah, it's all right, actually. I thought it wasn't going to be. I think hadn't it been for the end where it sort of picks up and it's really good, probably wouldn't have said wasn't that good. But you know, as it gets really good towards the end, it's actually surprisingly quite good. So guys, that is my Kingsman DVD collection. So guys, hope you guys enjoy this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care, bye for now, see you soon.